stage with me. It was just I didn't think I would ever be there next to the likes of you guys. I was following you for a while, and then to see myself on stage like was crazy. It was an out of body experience for sure. So I thank you for that, and you killed it, bro. Like I can see even Chris Sane like was blown away by your presentation. Everybody was like, most people thought like the headliner's supposed to knock it out, but like you clapped it, bro. And thank you again. So yeah, guys, we decided to run it back. We decided to have another event. The first time was 2 days, but Lawrence I actually came out for just the second day where we had the keynote speakers speaking. But the first day of the event was a live trading session. So I actually shared my Jarvis algo trading platform. It's a really great algo. I'll talk about that in a second, but I shared that while trading to give people some insight on exactly how great the algorithm is. And I made, I think it was about 70 to 80% play real quick on Tesla in the morning. Everybody made a grand or two, and people were blown away and joined my community. And then the next day they came out again to see Chris and Lawrence and coaching with Bree and Mark Rogers speak, and then we just locked in forever. So we, like I said, we decided to run it back for December. It's called the U print. I decided to do something a little bit more up my alley. This is honestly trading. I've been doing it for about since 2018. I started with Forex, and then 3 years ago I started options. So I feel like I'm still new to the game. But when it comes to being an entrepreneur, I've been doing that since I was 13. So I feel very, at home when talking about entrepreneurship. So I created what's called the U print. It's a home to my boy Jay-Z, the blueprint. So I call it the U print, where it's you are building the best you. So basically the blueprint to the best yourself. And whatever you do, I like to find myself monetizing everything that I would do for free. Like anything that I would do for free and I love doing, it doesn't feel like work. So I monetize those things. Like, I have a few businesses. I like real estate. I love real estate. I love credit. I love, I have two yachts that I charter. I have a lounge, a few businesses, or like, just to say at least, I have a cannabis dispensary. These things that I do that I would do for free, I monetize them. So I figured, instead of the regular blueprint of everybody just going to college, getting out, getting a good job, a lot of people don't actually know that, you have other options. And actually, these are starting to pick up. You're starting to see these young billionaires, millionaires running around, and they dropped out of college. Not saying you should. Definitely, if you have a job, stick there. If that's, bringing you income to be able to make the extra income, do that. But it's not traditional anymore. So the U print is going to be a 2 day long experience. So day one, we're going to be doing some live trading. Myself and Lawrence are going to be sharing our screens as we trade and show some setups and show exactly how we execute trades. Then the next day, we're going to be doing a live marketplace. We're going to have a huge, it's a $12 million facility with lots of rooms. They have like a streaming room, computer labs, all types of smart boards and all these things. So it's going to be a different sections for whatever it is that you like. So we're going to have a large marketplace for the young entrepreneurs that may have businesses. Then we're going to have a room for credit. We're going to have a room for crypto. We're going to have a room for stocks and options and all those things related to the market. And, just a lot of entrepreneurial greatness. So the tickets are free. So there, me and Lawrence was able to secure a partnership with the Prince Joshua Community Center in Brooklyn, and they allowed us to host this great event at their facility. So we drop these tickets for free. We're passing it on. It doesn't cost you anything. The only thing that costs anything would be if you wanted to, have a vendor table. So if you want a vendor table, just $100, and you just, can sell whatever it is. We have about 50 slots for that. But I think I covered everything. Lawrence, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I think realistically, the only things that I would add, December 6th and 7th, I
Oh,
know it is approaching holiday time. And so we're also approaching the end of the year as well. Right. So one thing about myself is, and I'm sure you, we're already feeling like, hey, this is 2026 already.
facts.
So, if you are in the New York area, you live in one of the neighboring states, I think this is an amazing opportunity to kind of get ready, prep finally, right? This is it, right? Like this is the last 2 months of the year. Then you're in 20, boom. Also that week, the 6th and the 7th, that was to me that following week after the 6th and the 7th, we will have a Federal Reserve interest rate decision. So the 9th and the 10th, that's going to be to me, I think, probably the last hoorah for the year,
Facts.
right? Um, Usually after that, um, excuse me, usually after that, we have it to where now we're gonna go and the volume would be light for the next 2 weeks. So like after like the Federal Reserve interest rate decision, I would say after December 12th, the volume be light for the rest of the year. So I do just want to keep that in mind for people. The volume will be light for the rest of the year. This is it. Come in top of December, first 2 weeks, be ready to execute. Last 2 weeks, enjoy some time off. Just prep for the next year. Volume may be a little bit lighter, so just want to put that out there as well too. It's the only thing I have to add.
Yeah, so this is for guys, for creators, traders, anyone interested in I forgot AI. I keep forgetting about Jarvis. I created this algorithm that basically saves you guys a lot of time when it comes to charting. So if you've never heard of Jarvis Algo, it's an amazing um, AI charting system. I basically add it to my TradingView account and all the time that it takes to mark out the key levels in the morning. I don't know how long it takes you to mark out your key levels, Lawrence, but it used to take me about 10, 15 minutes per ticker, and that's every ticker that I mark up. So it would, I wake up at 4:30 anyway, but I would have to go to the gym, come back, get in front of my computer, look at what's trending, mark up Tesla, whatever it is that I was trading for the day. And that took some time. So I created a algo that did all that for you. Definitely, if you don't mind, I'd like to show what it looks like just so you guys can see it. It literally saves an enormous amount of time. It marks not only your key levels, like your pre-market high, pre-market low, your previous day high, previous day low, your previous open, your previous close, which all of that, to the T. It marks every ticker, so all 18,000 plus tickers in the matter of 10 seconds, it'll have all that for you. Then it also marks your support and resistance, your supply, demand. It has dynamic trend lines. It has a trend dashboard that allows you to look at the glimpse. You can look and see on all time frames. Before I get into a play personally, I look at, the 5, the 15, the hour, the 4 hour, the daily to see what it takes, like what it's looking like on all those time frames before I get into a play. So basically I have a dashboard up to the right that shows all my favorite time frames, and it'll show if it's a buy or a sell and what percentage of that it is. So if you don't mind, bro, would you allow me to share my screen?
Yeah, you should be able to do that. And you should because you're co-host, so you should just be able
Oh,
to do
okay.
that.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's
Um, Also as well, you asked the question. Yeah, it takes me about, depending on the ticker, it take me about a minute to 2 minute to mark up all the levels from the weekly to monthly time frame, per ticker. So anywhere in between 60 seconds to 2 minutes. That's someone that's more advanced, right? So the thing, I mean, I've tested the Jarvis AI tool. As you guys know, I wouldn't be bringing anybody in that didn't have a tool that could actually work, right? So I used it for 2 weeks, right? And I'd use Confluence, with my own analysis. You guys see me do all the time. And then I also used the Jarvis AI as well too. And I said, okay, what am I seeing here? And it was pretty much similarities. The Tesla move that we caught from 350, 360, when it busted through 400, that was one of the moves that I used in Confluence, right? So the Jarvis AI called that when he first gave me the AI to test out. So this is a good platform, a good tool to use. I know people are always looking for, even though I recommend for people to learn how to do this themselves, right? Using AI tools is not a bad thing. But one thing I will say before he goes and shows this, do not think that you could use this tool and not know technical analysis. And
Facts.
I'm gonna say that again.
Yes,
Do
please.
not think that you're gonna come and use this tool and you don't know how to mark up a chart yourself. You
That's
don't know how to use this tool, right? You're like, you don't know how to actually do technicals. This is not okay, this
a
all gonna do it
replacement.
for me.
It's not a
And it's a
replacement.
replacement. It's something that you would use in combination,
That's a
right? So
was talking.
I'm gonna give you the floor. We got a hard stop at about 8:40,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
floor is yours, bro.
It'll take me five
Yeah.
minutes. Thank you, bro. So yeah,
Yes,
like
sir.
you said, I do not. So in the morning when I get on my team, they know I do not turn Jarvis on until maybe 5 minutes before the market. And every charting session that I do it without Jarvis. I taught Jarvis. I literally calibrated it. So I am big on you guys knowing how to chart on your own. But for the people who, don't have the time to chart, don't know how to chart, you guys can catch up to someone like myself in 15 seconds. That's pretty much it. So let's really quickly take a look at what Jarvis is saying. Let's look at NVIDIA for the day, for instance. What's dope about Jarvis, like I said, it lays out all your key levels. We'll look at a smaller time frame, maybe the hour. So it lays out all, it takes about, like I said, every time you change a different time frame, it takes about 10, maybe 15 seconds to like lay everything out. The reason it takes so long is because it's a heavy algo. I have so much on there. So right here, so it lays out your pre-market high from a few days ago, yeah, the day before, and here it goes. So the pre-market high is right here, previous day open, previous day close. It lays your obviously your take profit levels, your entry price. If you it does call signals if you like. What's really cool, one of my favorite tools is the colored candles. The candles basically indicate whether buyers or sellers are in there. The middle would be a yellow candle. You see a yellow candle like right here. This is an indecision candle, right? That means that the buyers and sellers are pretty even. So you can tell that it's changing direction. Blue candles indicate buyers. So it goes from yellow to green to blue. And as you see it increasingly getting more blue, you'll see the buyers are in. So if you would have took this buy signal, or even got out of your trade over here and started to change direction, maybe started
Hey,
entering.
hey, hold on, brother. You got to share your screen for me.
Oh, I'm not sharing?
Yeah, yeah. You got to hit that green button in the middle. They couldn't see it.
What?
I could.
The whole
Yeah,
time I was talking crazy and y'all didn't see nothing. All
yeah.
right.
It makes. Yeah.
Y'all
Can
can
y'all
see
see it
me?
now? Can y'all see it now?
Thank you.
All right, perfect. Go ahead, bro.
Bet. Sorry about that, guys. My apologies. So going back to one of my favorite, there's so many different tools in here, but I'll show you one of my favorites. Obviously, you got buy and sell indicators, but this is just one of the many. I can turn this off and still show you how to trade without a buy or sell. But you start with your colored candles. Yellow is the middle, right? This is indecision. You probably want to get out of your position, or it's like a warning that the trend may be changing. So you get a yellow. Then as it progressively goes from yellow to blue, you got your buyers in. So this it allows you to stay in a trade a lot longer than you would. So if didn't know, a lot of times a lot of people, were like, why can I get those 100, 200, 300% trades that everybody's getting? Is because they have no idea where to get out. Now, this allows you to stay in your trade just a little bit longer because if you see blue candles, that means bulls are still there. So buy signal, I wouldn't, some people like see this big candle, like, yo, I'm done, I'm out. But you got another blue candle, another blue candle, another blue candle. You keep running all day. And then you finally start to see it go from blue to to green and then to yellow. So all right, now it's cooling down. Let's probably gonna be a sell signal coming out. So you got a sell signal here, but this is obviously pre-market. but it opened up with another sell signal. You got a nice move all the way down to the pre-market low, which also you can see my demand and supply zones are not only colored, but they're also labeled with how long they've been a supply or demand zone. So it's been a demand zone for 4 days. That makes it a little stronger. So you'll have some, if you go up to a daily, you'll notice that you'll have a supply zone from, you know, 200, 300 days old. Look at, you got 48 days here. So every time price comes up to the supply zone, it's probably not going to go straight through there. Then you have a demand zone down here. Look, 455 days of demand. So these are some of the tools. There's a lot more. You have, it marks out orb for you. So you, in the morning, you can London high, the London low. I trade futures, so this is very important for me. You have an orb 15, the orb 30. You have trend clouds. You have fair value gaps, high and low levels. You have the strat. I don't know if anybody trades with the strat. It also draws trend lines for you. It has the capability of automated trading. So if you need, you like to have this thing trade for you, that has the capability of that as well. Not going to take up too much time, but just giving you an idea. Look, it drew my trend lines for me. Every time it came down to a trend line, support, boom, buy, blue candles, I'm in there. Came up, started losing, the color, got a doji, big, big sell and came down to the trend line. So it does all this for you. You can put it on any ticker and it'll do that. So not going to take last thing I wanted to show you was that trend dashboard that I love so much. The trend dashboard does show all the time frames. I'm on a 5. Let me show you when it loads back up. Let me turn off this and VWAP. But see, trend dashboard, it says NVIDIA has a 93% strong sell this morning on the 5, 15, and the hour, on the 4 hour and the daily. It looks like it may be coming back up, but right now for a day trade, it looks like, obviously there's a lot. You got to zoom in on the candles to see a lot less clutter. You don't want you're not supposed to leave everything on at the same time, guys. So, if you see a lot of mess on your screen, you can get analysis paralysis. So turn one or two things on and then get your confluence there. But that's Jarvis, and I'll be sharing my screen live on Friday, December 5th, and December 6th. We'll just be doing a lot of training. Thank you, Lawrence, for allowing me to share this with your community. It means a lot, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And there's
I
a
see we got
5 day,
a.
there's a 7 day free trial about 7 day $1 trial. So you get $1 and you get 7 days to try it out. So no harm, no foul.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A couple questions that I actually had. Well, a couple questions that was actually in the chat. Is it to attend one day or the other days, or will both be different? So one day is on a Friday, which is this. Excuse me. Well, one day, excuse me, that is the 6th and the 7th calendar. Yeah, 6th and the 7th. One day is on the Saturday, another day is on a Sunday. Correct?
That,
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
Friday, so we can actually live trade together. The reason we pushed it for a day, a weekday,
Hmm.
is so we can actually have a live
Yeah.
market. So Friday,
Gotcha.
9,
Friday, so it's a fifth and a sixth. Not okay. Gotcha.
yeah,
Fifth
yeah,
and a sixth.
that's correct.
Perfect. Yeah. So my numbers was just off. That's on me. So it's the fifth and the sixth, right? So it will be a Friday, which when we will be able to Fridays can tend to be some good days sometimes, just depending on the market's movement, especially to the downside or upside, depending on what report. I will say that based upon the calendar, Friday will be an unemployment day. So the fifth will be an unemployment rate day,
Mm,
right? So we will get that data that day. So there will probably be some volatility in the market, more than likely. There's probably a 90% chance on December 5th, we're going to have a nice move, right? So 90% chance. So Friday, December 5th is definitely going to be good for you to be a part of. So he did just drop the trial link in there for you. So you should see that in the chat for you to go ahead and test it out. As well, second question that I have second question that came in is not in the app store. The jot form is right there for you to fill out.
that's
Uh,
correct.
the second thing third thing I wanted to make note of, we will on Saturday be teaching more structural things on Saturday. So if you're really looking to learn more, not just obviously we're going to have the live trading, but then also you have some system things as well set up. So I think both days to attend are very important
Yeah.
Friday's your application day, Saturday's your educational day, which still Friday's educational too.
Yeah.
But Friday's your more application and education.
Yeah. No,
Saturday is more your education based time, I think, but probably more time for questions, more
absolutely.
time for more interaction and things like that, just because the market would be closed and you could do more of that.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts.
If you
So
want to
yeah.
make some money with us, come on Friday. That's what we're going to be trading. I'm going to be going live with my community, and I'm
Mhm.
sure Lawrence, I'm not sure, but Lawrence may be doing the same. But we'll be trading if there's any trades that we take. We're not going to force anything, but usually there's
Yeah.
some on Friday, and it's only from 9 to 12. 9:30 to 12. We'll probably be done trading by 10:30 as usual, and then we'll have time for questions. But because we only trade until at the latest until London session ends, and then we go and have some lunch and we leave. But the next day will be the same time. We'll be actually doing just a lot of different learning uh, what do you call it? Sorry, just a bunch of different learning rooms. The learning labs for credit, crypto, options, AI, and a big marketplace for people to be entrepreneurs. So that's what we're promoting that day. So it's the U print, guys.
Mhm.
Blueprint to the print
Yes.
itself.
And I will say this, right? Because I didn't say this ever, right? Yet, because I was waiting to bring you in here. I will be dropping my stock options blueprint 2026, right? And so last year we did 11 out of 15, right, on the stock options blueprint. So 11 out of the 15 ones hit. I think that's a pretty fair percentage. So um my stock option guide for 2026 will drop on December 6th, that Saturday. Last year we did, well, this 2020, we did 11 out of 15, right? So 11 out of 15. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think that's pretty good.
That's crazy.
Uh, so 11 out of the 15 we have currently right now, that in the playbook. So when you think about it, Miss Denise Gilmore, she asked a question as far as virtually tapping. I will say this: last time we did the virtual, um, I really look at it from the perspective of there was some kinks in the armor, right? In the virtual thing. Microphones and just some things. I want to have a conversation with Chris back in for us to figure out the best way
We'll do the
logistically to make it happen.
We have 30
Uh,
days now, bro. We'll do it better this time.
yeah, we'll do it better. So I don't want to speak and then say we're gonna do it and then it's not good. Right. I would rather get with Chris on the back end and we'll figure it out how to make it better. I can say we'll have it, but let's me and Chris will talk on the back end. That'll be our plan to have it virtual. So people who are, West Coast people, central like yourself, we're gonna make sure that we can make sure that we have it virtually so that way people can see it who are not in person. We're gonna figure that out the best way possible. So yep. We will provide.
Yeah, we're going to
So yep.
provide it. So the people who can't make it to New York, obviously, will definitely have some form of virtual. We're going to make sure it's much better. Last time was a test run. We plan on doing this all over the country. Hopefully, Lawrence can travel with me, but I see us coming to your city near you. So definitely, this is something that I plan on bringing around the world, guys. So if you like it, please try the trial. If Lawrence said when Lawrence told me he liked it, he said, "Yo, the algo is cold." You know how he talks. He's like, "Yo, the algo is cold." I was like, "Bet." I was like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Because if I got somebody, one of my mentors or the people that I look up to in the game, um, like liking the algo, I thought it was good, then I think I'm doing something well. Everybody in my community loves it. You don't need, not that you do need to know how to trade. You cannot use this in replacement of, trading of technical
But it's
analysis.
a tool at the end of the day, like you said, like it's something that at the end of the day that can provide you. It has to be used the right way though,
Yeah,
right? Because the same thing you got on your chart is the same thing I just told these people about Nvidia, right? There's
yeah,
that's Nvidia right there.
that's
When we didn't
crazy.
we just talk about 200? Where is that green zone right there? Where is that liquidity at? And that white line right there in the sand.
It draws it all for you guys.
Yeah.
This looking at
We
six
just was
days.
speaking about it before you came on. We did a Zoom and we could play that back, and we was just talking about Nvidia. with
That's
no AI on there at all, no Jarvis AI,
so
right?
yeah,
So,
guys.
yeah, so that's why I think, once again, I just think it's good to, once again, you got to know technical analysis. That's the first piece. But using these tools in combination the right way, you got to be in the know. So
Learning
that's my thoughts. It is
from
8:35.
yeah.
So I do appreciate you get on here, bro. I'm gonna
Thank
post this up. This was put on YouTube, so I'll send you that direct link.
appreciate
We'll provide. Go ahead and drop all the links that you need to for people to get signed up. I see the event right there. So we look forward. We want to close out the year strong and make sure that people are and all of us are ready, right, for 2026. There's a question in the chat. Go
Wow.
ahead, get it.
Yeah, so how much is currently it's $99. It's not it's $100 a month. So I would say 99 to 100% of the people who've tried Jarvis paid for the month or the year subscription within the first 5 days. So if you don't do that, I say don't sign up. If you don't make the money to pay for the subscription with Jarvis in the first 5 days, I'm moving it to 7 days. It's you know, don't sign up. That's my almost guarantee that it's going to work for you. It really, really, really works. As you can see, look at it on NVIDIA. We have a swing. We swung last night. We swung Amazon because of Jarvis. And I'll show you Amazon real quick. I know we got 4 minutes left, but Amazon is looking pretty good. I saw this gap, and I didn't even turn on fair value gaps for you guys, but Amazon looks really good. We caught it. We saw this big gap that is leaving here. Obviously, I can see the gap without having Jarvis on, but Jarvis does mark that out. And we took these puts. We took 250 puts, and I think we're about 100, maybe to almost 200% on a nightly swing. So yeah, it's $100, but by Sunday, if by Sunday it's gonna be 125. I've hit my 300 members, 300 subscribers, so I did increase the price, but until Sunday, it's only $100 a month. But it's $100 a month if you don't have my Discord. It's always gonna be 100. I'm never gonna charge more than $100. But if you plan on having the VIP where you have my Discord as well, which obviously you got, you know, Lawrence, so you don't need my Discord. It'll just be 99 forever. I'm never going to increase this price. I plan on never. So that let me, I can never say never, but I do not see myself increasing the price of Jarvis. It's already paid for, and I like the way it is right now. I like that price. So yeah. So if you like to try it, go ahead, try it, and let me know what you think. I would love, some of you guys to poke holes in it. I created it a year ago, launched it in June, and we got a nice amount of members in there.
Yes, sir. Well, I greatly appreciate you, bro, for being on, and we'll connect on the back end. But
Thank you.
excited, we're excited.
Yeah,
So
we'll
for
do it
my
again, man. Thanks for having me. Everybody have
yes,
an
sir.
amazing trading day. Be careful and kill them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, brother.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Peace.